Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Reggaeton. Let's enter the Anatomical Opera, which I'm sure is a pleasant place. Can somebody please put down a wet floor sign? Someone's going to slip and get hurt.
What deeds await us?
Alright, I guess Argent and Abelard won't be joining us. The lamps emit rays that hound your pupils, burning and biting them like angry snakes made of light. Through the bars of the grate you're walking on, you see a bottomless abyss. It beckons you to jump in, and promises an embrace softer than any feather bed in the world.
I always have a backup plan.
The rebellious steps are trying to buck you off to make you lose your footing and break your neck.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
So this is human skin. There may be some Xenos mixed in, but probably primarily human skin. The thick curtain shoves you away. It is surprisingly strong for a lifeless piece of fabric. Well, lifeless now.
Is there money to be made?
The corpse hanging from the structure turns its flayed face to you with a crack and snickers.
I always keep my options open.
Alright, Tervantias, the Arc Machinator. The creature in front of you is a patchwork of skin stuffed with darkness, corruption, and sharp objects. Staring at you with its scalpel eyes, it grumpily remarks, "Such a disobedient specimen, you're still not dead. An anomaly." Its foul, corrupt thoughts reach out to you, groping at your face. "Do not touch me, you foul abomination. But I see you will soon become a very obedient specimen. Convulsive spasms, hysterical reactions. Come here." The creature pokes you in the chest, its triangular fingernail easily penetrating your skin. A strange sound throbs at the edge of your awareness. A sound similar to your own scream. A grotesque, spider-like figure looms over you. Its limbs wave frantically, chittering and clicking as they rip something apart, then stitch it back together. And you realize its canvas is your flesh. The Xenos' gaze is indifferent, and his low voice echoes through the room. The sample has been extracted. The specimen is alive. Body and mind expected to function within normal parameters, Monkai. Praise be to the Exalted One. Shireen, I thought you'd upped and pegged it, and left me in this hellhole. Silent specimen, or I'll take your speech organs and your head. Examine the Xenos. There is something fundamentally wrong with the Xenos' silhouette and its twitchy, abrupt movements, and it sets your mind reeling in disgust. Each of its mechanical tool appendages seem designed to be as sickening and horrifying as possible. What happened to me? Control worm in your nervous system detected my proximity. It signaled it was dying by injecting a lethal dose of hallucinogenic euphorians into your bloodstream. A resourceful individual. That thing in my head is your pet. The Jukari holds up the pale maggot, the same one you saw in Myrazai's hands. As you watch, the tool appendages perform a swift dissection. The maggot's flesh bursts under the scalpel-like claw and blossoms into a disgusting, slimy flower. The Xenos' slow manner of speaking creates an unnerving dissonance with the frantic movements of his limbs. I grew this specimen specifically for you, Monkai. During your interrogation, it intoxicated your feeble senses to limit unnecessary resistance. What a curious experiment it was. I usually extract control worms from specimens posthumously. You possess some degree of bodily fortitude. Your vile arts are nothing compared to the will of a servant of the Emperor. The Xenos lets out another nasty chuckle. Very well, specimen. When you're no longer useful, I'll perform another test on you and prove it is not so. Are you Tervantias? You are absolutely correct, specimen. I am Tervantias, the Arch Machinator, haemonculus, and the conductor of this place that staggers the imagination and soul. My anatomical opera. By the Emperor, I'll make you pay for your profane experiments. Curious. Decreased cognitive function, including the loss of basic survival instincts. An expected effect of brain intoxication and a lesser organism. The Erebanian urged me to pay attention to your allegedly extremely gifted self-specimen. Let us see if you make a good tool. What exactly did this Erebanian tell you about me? Xenos lets out a strange sound that almost resembles a scoff. This information should not burden your undeveloped mind. The Erebanian told me enough to give you the chance to enter my anatomical opera. That is all you need to know. You, a Drukhari, would do business with a human. Are remarkably open-minded. Do business? Haemonculus looks puzzled. I will do no business with you. I will use you. You survived a battle in the arena, which means you have uncommon parameters for your kind. You are a lesser organism, true, but the towering heights of my wisdom make it difficult to distinguish between your inferiority and the inferiority of most of my kin. What do you want from me? You will return to the arena of the Fatal Thirst. You will kill a few of the witch's fosterlings for me. You might even spill the blood of one of the bloodstained proselytes. The homunculus looks past you as he delivers his imperious speech. They are long overdue a small lesson in humility. They have forgotten their place. They lack respect. They do not appreciate my work. They fail to recognize my authority. Still staring into the distance, he continues to list his grievances with maniacal thoroughness. Yet choke on your own ichor, inhuman. I'll not be complicit in your foul schemes. A sharp clock touches your chin, pierces your skin, finds an imperceptibly thin nerve. Your body convulses in pain. This response is unacceptable. Focus, Monkai. I'll make you into either a rack or a divan on which I host orgies. You'd be far more useful in either of those forms. An inaudible yet deafening sound invades your mind. Your eardrums are ready to burst. The only sound you can hear is the Xenos' limbs chittering and his ice-cold voice. Abandon any illusion of choice. You will do my will. And, if you stop resisting, and start behaving like a good specimen, you may eventually receive my help in escaping Kimura. You hear a shout, and the sound of someone moving behind you, but the homunculus points his claws directly at your eyes, and all goes quiet. The monster turns his gaze on your companions. Intervening would be inadvisable, servants. This specimen and I are having a conversation. I wonder if he'll actually kill us here. I think option 3. My character is smart enough to realize he doesn't have much of a choice. But I like option 4 too. I wonder if it's a game over. Let's go down swinging. Grab your weapon. Away with you, vile spawn. Cannot move your arms. Xeno smiles faintly and cocks his head, watching his convulsions rack your every limb. Monkai pain signals are so impractical. They drown out every other impulse in your brain. Cognitive processes, motor patterns. This is indeed the only advantage you have over most other races. You are better at feeling pain. I'd rather die than serve an abomination such as you. How can you be certain of that? You have not yet tried. But you are about to. So with homunculi, and he could easily kill me and bring me back. They're masters of the flesh and biology. They can even bring back other Drukhari and themselves from just a single cell. The darkness is dispelled by a sliver of light, a glinting scalpel in Tervantias' hand. Haemonculus offers you a crooked smile. I can keep tossing you from one side of death to the other for as long as I so desire, but I doubt that reanimating you again will be quite as amusing. I suggest not incurring my displeasure. The touch of the haemonculus' claw makes your flesh burn in agony. You are no more than one of my experimental materials. You have few options. The first option, by far the most reasonable, is to obey and thereby demonstrate your value. The second option, which is less rational, but just as acceptable, is to be obstinate. I'll find a use for you in any case. For instance, you could be processed into a sentient soup that retains the sensations and awareness of its original form, and is therefore aware of everything that happens until it dissolves completely at the end of the digestive process. I see from your expression that you've already chosen. To the 9 devils with you, Inhuman, you surely do not expect me to help you. So the 9 devils are the 9 traitor primarchs, and that's how they're usually taught by the ecclesiarchy. Most people in the Imperium don't know that the 9 traitor primarchs from the Horus Heresy were actually primarchs and children of the Emperor. I see that you're an incorrigible specimen. My expectations of you were higher than this. If you're incapable of following the simplest of commands, there's no reason to try to use you for something more important. I'll find you a more practical application. One of his mechanical appendages bristles with a crown of barbed hooks that reach for your face, then inside it. Alright, so that can lead to a game over. Good to know. But the Emperor saw that I tried my best. So now we'll be a little more amiable.
Let us not dawdle.
Oops, clicked on the wrong one. That's fine. Same response there, though. Alright. What just happened? I made your body perish for a short time. Then I made it function again. Such manipulations are trifles for one such as I. Even if you were to get hacked into pieces, I could bring them back to life. Although, I would not waste my time on you. You're not worth the effort. If you dare touch me again, my retinue will see you dead. Oh, I doubt that. While you're floundering between life and death, your servants became very agitated. Several ridiculous threats were uttered before your lackeys realized that the life of their master was completely in my hands. So they are going to behave themselves, aren't they? Haemonculus smiles mockingly at your companions. I'm ready to cooperate. Obedience will be rewarded. Take your crude gear with you. I abhor such technological banality, but a creature as undeveloped as you may find it of use. Here, one of the joints in Tervantias' arm click. As for your task, Abus and his bloodstained proselytes are here right now, in my anatomical opera. Go look at the ones who will be your executioners when the time comes for you to die. Cool, we get our stuff back. Now let's throw all this over here just to be safe. Looks like new gear. The sheer primitiveness of your technologies. Go specimen. Deliver Tervantias' message of blood to the arena witches. The haemonculus gestures imperiously at the exit. I'd like to speak with you about a member of my retinue who was delivered to you. Which specimen in particular interests you? Elliot, the Xenos who lured me into that trap. Do you have her? She's claimed by my patrons in the cabal of the Reaving Tempest. I heard they sent her to the streets of the Chasm to teach her what it means to be a Drukhari. She has many harsh lessons and suffering ahead of her. Well, not anymore. I'm looking for Heinrichs, my companion. Monkai male with a consistent connection to the Veil. Beautiful endurance for pain. His stubbornness produces high-grade essences of torment, positively frothing with agony. I'll wait until he's expended. You may have whatever is left. Those from my retinue deserve better than be confined by you. Relinquish them. Tervantias gives you a look of confusion. Why would I, specimen? I will not stand for you keeping my companion captive. Do not try my patience, Xenos. Tervantias hisses and jerks his fan of limbs fitted with sharp implements. Do not make demands of me, specimen. I might decide that you're also in need of a collar. I think we know this is a bad idea. With a full escort, I'd have better chances of succeeding and contributing to your plans. Then find yourself other fighters. The Chasm has enough prisoners, mercenaries, and gladiators. My specimens are not yours to waste. Draw your weapon. I'll not let you keep my companions captive. Tervantias makes an irritated gesture with his fingers, and you feel a sting in your neck. Your hand finds a tiny dart that has lodged itself in your skin. It could have come from anywhere. The haemonculus' lair could be hiding dozens of killers or automated weapons. Your heartbeat becomes erratic. You feel a dull pain spreading in your left arm. Tervantias observes your agony with an air of disdain. In mere moments, your heart valve will be ripped apart by the spasms. I could replace it, but it would simply be too tedious to drag you back from beyond the brink for the third time. Farewell, specimen. Alright, so I'm gonna pretend that these reloads are just him bringing us back. And us replaying through this part is part of his torture. That's my excuse for doing this over and over again and not learning my lesson. And this way we get to see more dialogue. So it's a win-win. Kind of.
Keep your wits about you.
I'll take the one free death again. Yeah, I think... So option 1 will probably take control of our body and have us kill ourselves anyway, so I'm going to go with option 4. I'll find a way to free them, no matter what you do or say. Once they've exhausted the utility, I'll let you take the scraps. I've learned all I wanted. Do not waste my time, specimen. I require your aid, homunculus. Tervantias arches an eyebrow. You forget yourself, specimen. Go and serve my will. Should I ever decide to show you favor, I'll do so at a time of my choosing. My success benefits you. It is reasonable for you to help me. Homunculus waves you off in irritation. If you're unable to make yourself useful, I'd rather wait for you to die and find myself a better tool. You should be worthy of my attention, not a drain on it. Option 1 doesn't make sense. He only promised to provide help after we did what he asked. Or told us to do. I see. It appears that you have no use to me whatsoever. The homunculus does not react to your impudent remark. Or more accurately, he does not seem to be listening at all. Alright, fine. I guess we'll take option 1. Tervantias, offer my apologies for seeking your aid without showing proper respect. What payment can I offer you for your invaluable time and attention? Tervantias' smile is a strange combination of contempt and pleasure. Your paltry possessions do not interest me. You had something that could intrigue a master sculptor such as I. Perhaps a remarkable piece of organics, and I might grant you a few short moments of my time. Master Tervantias, I require a moment of your precious time, and I am willing to pay for it. After rummaging through what you have, Tervantias pulls out a fragment of flesh that has caught his eye. He splits off a piece of it, places it in his mouth, thinks for a while, and finally concludes. Curious, you've earned my attention, specimen. Speak quickly. I shall need equipment if I am to kill your enemies. The servants are always dragging worthless trifles in here. I have no use for them. Find yourself a club or a sharp stick suited to your abilities. It's funny, I do use a hammer. You could try something more advanced, assuming you're not afraid of accidentally killing yourself with it. A Glimmersteel Blade. Attacks with a Glimmersteel Blade inflict bleeding. 4. The target fails a toughness resistance test. Black Haze Venom Blade. Attacks against targets suffering from toxin apply the toxin effect with the same power to all enemies in a 2-cell radius of the target. Freerunner Boots. The wearer becomes immune to the slowed and immobilized effects. Exoskeletal Gloves. The wearer gains +10 strength and +5 toughness. Homunculus' Injector. Restores wounds, removes bleeding, burning, toxin, and melting, heals 1 trauma and all injuries without skill tests. And Dark Swiftness. Grants +40% dodge until the start of the next round. User suffers a -10 penalty to agility, strength, and willpower during the next round. You vividly remember lying on this table and watching mechanical pincers tear through your flesh. The appendages protruding from the Xenos' back move restlessly, emitting an unnerving screech. Tervantias is completely engrossed in his apparatus and spares you no attention. I got the Chthonius Pain Converter. Same dialogue, though. I met a monster in the Mangled Sector, a creature that can steal years of its victims' lives and mutilate their bodies. Are you able to heal that? Tervantias' mechanical limbs start to wave with excitement. I recognize the mark of Chthonius' exquisite feeding. What an honor it is for you to be the vessel with which my marvelous creation satisfies its thirst, and to give your modest life force so it may be transformed by an energy converter. Fear not, specimen. It is within my power to reverse the effects of its touch. The Chthonius was an interesting experiment, one that could convert the life forces of its victims into fuel. But it was flawed, disobedient specimen that escaped. Sorry, a flawed, disobedient specimen. He glances at you mockingly. I do not recommend escaping, specimen. The pain from the transformation only stops after I inject the blocker, and I only do it at the end of the procedure. You wish to spend the rest of your existence with the sensation of your skin melting and your bones snapping. So Abelard is fixed up. You took my companion's respiratory augment, and now she is dying. Return it immediately. Tervantias places an appendage on his chest in an almost comically human gesture of wounded pride. But striking proof of the innate shallowness of your kind. After ridding her of that crude device you referred to as an augment, I restored an intriguing feature of her genetic code. So be it. I'll not squander my best materials on her. I'll return her mechanism without delay. First, let us remove the redundant parts. Several instruments of death with blades of varying length, thickness, and curvature appear in Tervantias' hands. He bares his teeth and addresses Jai in an insinuating voice. Which one do you choose? Jai's mouth twists, and she looks ready to unleash a torrent of profanity in haemonculus' face. But she stops herself and swallows her ire. With her head bowed, the smuggler lies down again under the Xenos' knife. Oh, we're also fixed up. My condition has been rather grave since my arrival in Komorra. Can you mend my body? With a loud click of his scissor-like fingers, Tervantias' voice turns ghoulish. Let's see what kind of interesting damage your body has taken, and which parts of your miserable organics can be improved without inflicting any substantial harm on your sanity. Try not to scream. Some specimens end up tearing the vocal cords during this procedure. Then again, you will scream whether you want to or not. Alright, I wish to know more about you and your craft. I'm not in the habit of conversing with specimens, but if it increases your motivation to serve, what is your craft? An absurd question befitting your small-minded kind. The homunculi are artists of anguish and the masters of flesh, the delvers into unexplored sources of pain, the greatest among their people. My head holds a brilliant intellect, my hands command power over life and death, my body is the pinnacle of surgical discipline. Our minds hold the knowledge of hundreds of generations. You're aware of the beautiful variety of essences that can be extracted from the psychic energy of a dying sentient creature, of the way shades of torment and methods of termination alter an essence's properties. This is the great alchemy of death and transformation. Am I to understand that the most fearsome Drukhari warriors are created by artisans such as you? Without a doubt. Even the most skilled witches and mighty Cabalites are outstripped by the pure destructiveness of our genius. Yet I long ago rose above the building of commonplace battle beasts. The monstrosities I create are unique. My last specimen, the Chthonios, surpassed every trifle ever made by my rivals. I fed it elite warriors until it escaped and hid in the mangled sector. I would have caught it, but then a new idea drew my attention. At present, I'm working on a grotesque of previously unknown power, built from the most exquisite and exotic body parts from strong fighters. Specimen. Should you ever see the corpse of a fine warrior or a mighty creature lying at your feet, cut out the best part and bring it to me. That's why he's collecting the parts we bring to him. I will not serve you. A defective specimen, only my interests, of which you are the instrument of execution, protect you from an immediate separation into more obedient parts. Why did I survive the interrogation to which Marajai brought me? Your body was given to me for disposal. It was thrown into the cesspit. The homunculus' voice grows thoughtful. It is an anomaly that the specimen did not die. I must consider fitting the disposal chute with a shredding mechanism. I'm curious what this nets me. I smile obsequiously. Until this day, I could only dream of meeting such a wise and enlightened being. Somebody gave me loot. The homunculus' limbs react with an excited clatter of blades. I have few equals in Komorra. My knowledge is vast, and it goes beyond the mysteries of flesh and essences. I have observed many disjunctions where the destructive energies of the unreal erupted here in the webway. I have studied that devastating force and learned to harness it. I have created psi stiflers to keep the space around the spire intact. I have touched knowledge so ancient. Tervantias abruptly ends his speech, casts a suspicious look at you, then snaps. It is not necessary for you to know this specimen. Let us stop there. The homunculus looks at you with an impatient and unsettling grimace. I must take my leave. With a wary sigh, the homunculus turns away from you, his knife-like fingers making a unnerving scraping sound. Alright, let's equip all of our gear. Clear out some of it real quick. I've been clearing out all the unique stuff, so we have a few things to go through. Okay. So Roaring Thunder, and then we had the Negotiator pistol. And it had a chain axe, right? Is the Mars pattern chain axe? Power axe, 12 to 19, 14 to 20. Check out the chain axe. Nice. I'm not a huge fan of having to go back through and re-equip all of this. Rogue Trader's Cloak. Maybe Invigorating Resolve? I don't remember what I had equipped here. This I had on Jai. As I see it and remember who had it, I'll try to give it to him right away. So that was on Heinrich's. This one was given to her, right? Now let's go and do this. Flame. Oops. Heavy flamer here, and 5 to 9. Let's get through this here. There's enough movement where I don't think she needs the bolter. Well, then we come across the enemies that are immune to fire damage. But she can overcome that, so I think we'll just do this and use the Anvur Chainsword instead. Whoops, I gave her the wrong thing. Do that. And the Ancient Force Sword is not what he had, that's Heinrich's. 22 to 33. So I actually think that the Heavy Greatsword is better. That is a significant damage boost, right? Yeah, I guess he'll keep that. We had a Melta in his other hand. Oh, multi-Melta. Melta Ultima. I guess we'll go with that. Then Jai had Hex rifle. I think splinter pistol and what else? I think it was one of the blast pistols, but I put those in the cargo. Thinking we'll do. That's Heinrich's. Wait, 22 to 25. Yeah, let's go with the shuriken pistol, I guess. Alright, then armor-wise, what did Ablord have? Was it the Ceramite Stormtrooper Carapace? Or was it the Tempestus with the bonus against range attacks? And I definitely don't remember what she had equipped. So, this probably get rid of some of this stuff. And armor-wise, what did she have? It was the one against... I think it was a condensed carapace, right? I kind of like this. It's extra AP, but 20% crit chance. I think he had these equipped. But I could be entirely wrong. So I had a bonus to Krauss instead. I didn't care for Medikai bonuses because I don't really use Medikits. Kind of like that one. That's for Heinrichs. What cloak did he have equipped? Oh, this one. That's right. And then gloves, he had one that increases strength, I think. Do. That's for Argenta. Put that on real quick. What did we just get rid of by doing that? Yeah, she doesn't really have a lot of agility, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, back to Abelard. He needs gloves and his neck piece. Radiant gloves might be worth it, though. Gives your allies hit chance against adjacent enemies to the wearer, and he should always be beside enemies. Weapon skill and strength, or strength. We can also just give him more parry with more weapon skill. I think we'll go with that. This is pretty good. Put those on her for right now. Then ring-wise, I don't have any idea what she had equipped. Commerce and Lore Imperium. Oh, and this. And helmet-wise, didn't she have something that looked silly? I think it was this one. Or did I have that on Abelard? By golly, I don't recall. Yeah, I think it's better on her anyway, because she has more fellowship, so we'll stick with that. I think... Oh, I thought this was a talent. I'm going to give this to... Tactical Genius seems pretty good, too. But Taunting Scream, I think I'm going to rock with that. Do we still have the Enforcer equipment? Maybe we can have a matching set here. I don't think it really matters which armor I have equipped. It's 12% less armor, and it's light, so I'm not going to do that. No thank you. Alright, then for... next stuff. This is for her. No. I mean, it's probably better for her. Let's look at her boots real quick, because that's the last piece of equipment she needs. We don't have that many boots. I mean, more dodge. Why not? She doesn't have a lot of perception. I think that... Abelard, you need a neck thing. I mean, he would get 5 toughness. I don't know if that's what he's going to keep equipped, though. Alright, let's see. Gloves from a main character. What did he have? Oh, strength and toughness. We're going to give that to Abelard instead. He has a lot of stuff that scales with toughness. Alright, helmets from a main character. Alright, I think her coercion's fine. We don't need to keep stacking that. That's not what I had equipped. There's no way. Oh, here we go. Monocle. Alright, rings. Where are they at? Alright, so we had the white signet of the Inquisition. And I think Vigilance, right? No. What are they labeled as? I think it was this one. Then we need to find our gloves. Which I might do the weapon skill and strength. I know this is taking a little while, but this is all we're going to do this episode anyway. I think I had this before, but I'm not too worried about that at this point. Then we'll give this to Heinrichs. I kind of like the Radiant Gloves on Abelard as well, but I think what he has right now is better. Alright, so we're fully equipped here. We're fully... I know she needs stuff. I think she had the pinpointing visor, right? Oh! Commander's Monocle. I might give that to my main character instead. Maybe she had this. I thought this was on Pascal, though. She still needs amulets and stuff. Jeez. Let's see. Yeah, so I think she had St. Cognatius' scriptures, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe the reload? I don't know. Been a while since I had to look at any of this stuff. And I think she had Focus Incense, if I'm not mistaken. Or is there one that boosts? I'm pretty sure she had this. But I could be very wrong. Then she had the Cloakwise. that. And then boots. I don't think these are the right boots. Let's see. And maybe the dynamo boots, right? Or maybe I was using those circumstantially. I have no idea. Alright, I think we're fully equipped finally, besides our consumables. That's probably something I'm forgetting. And then Heinrich says I have most of his stuff memorized, plus he's only Psyker in my party, so... I'll just load up our grenades here, in case we need them. Denta, a couple of medkits, and some fire grenades. Abelard, all medkits. And Jai, there we go. Alright, I think we're back in order. I could probably wrong. But we'll go here, or continue next time, and just see what's going on in this area. And then possibly go back and take care of the Commissar and his gang, if he has a gang left. I think he betrayed most of them. But we'll see. Either way, for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.